There you go.
Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV and Chelsea Fan TV. Yes, I have been away for a little while, but only for a little break. Obviously, the international duty, I thought, you know what, I'll use it to just recharge the batteries. And everyone needs that, right? Because especially now Chelsea are coming back, but not only are they coming back, we have a very busy April procedure with 8 or 9 games in 1 month to be played. So lots of football, lots of streams again, lots to give to you guys as well, for you to get involved as well. It's going to be a hectic month, man. Hectic month for Chelsea on the pitch, probably off the pitch again as well, with obviously Mason Mount's contract and other things, I say as well. So lots to get into. We're here to preview obviously the Aston Villa game, which is happening over the weekend. 5:30 kickoff at the Bridge. I am going to that game as well, so we will try and get some videos and stuff as well, and do some vlogs and that, if possible. But other than that, guys, I hope you're all well. I hope you're good. We've got CFC OG with us as well. He's joined us.
Big up, guys, man.
Big up, bro. Big up, big up. Before we move forward, guys, you know what time it is. Let's cue the intro. So people, welcome back to GNA TV and Chelsea Fan TV. I hope you guys are well. It has felt quite a long time since we've been back here, but it feels good to be back and a little bit fresh, but at the same time busy with it all. But, you know, we're here, and we're going to talk about Chelsea. Obviously, Graham Potter and his press conference in terms of who will be available is tomorrow. Obviously, I can't tomorrow because I'm getting a tattoo done, so I will not be around for that. But yeah,
a Chelsea tattoo.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So I would have streamed tomorrow, but I can't. So I've had to come on today to kind of cover everything in between. But OG, how you been, man? What's been happening?
Yeah, man, I'm good. Obviously, international break. It's been good for Morocco, bro. We beat Brazil, fam. Yeah. That was a big one, man. I know Ziyech is not really one of ours no more, but he played decent still, man. I knew we were going to win when I saw Thiago Silva. I was like, oh, Silva's not there. Brazil, they don't know how to defend without Silva, man. A bit like us.
Yeah. I mean, I know Santos started in the middle. I didn't get to watch it, though.
Yeah, he played okay. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna try rant and rave just because I'm a Chelsea guy, but he played I was there still, man. It was here in Tangiers.
Yeah. Well, on top of that international break, obviously Noni Madueke had a very good game for England as well. He assisted 2 and scored 1 in a small amount of time. 1 man the match for England. Looked very good. You know, it was touch wood. I think we got away with it, barring Reece James. Reece James is the only one who.
Yeah, you're right.
Which is, we're waiting to see. Will he be back? Was it precautionary? Will he be available for Aston Villa? We'll know tomorrow. And that will obviously, will that impact the formation? Probably not, because I still think we'll stick to the back 3. We're going to get into that a bit later on as well. Let's say hello to everyone in the chat as well. Big up to Sean, Louis. How you doing, bro? It's been a while. No. Eugene, big up to you, bro. Hope you're well. Big up, big up, Nee. Big up RD in the building. We're big up, Nee. Like the old days. He is confident that Chelsea are going to smash them. Steve's in the building as well. Big up. We've got Calvin. We've got Ashraf. Oggy here. Matthew's in the building again. Big up to you, Bright Guy. We've got Minerals FC in the building.
Jeez, Noah.
Here, man. Yeah. Stream gentlemen. Who else have we got here? Samir as well. Big up to you. Steve says, I'm glad club football's back and Chelsea on Sky Sports. I'm going to the game, bro. I'll be there. But
bro, everyone I know is going to the game. Like every YouTuber I know has got a ticket for this game.
Yeah, we're going. Don's going as well. I'm sitting next to Don for that one, so it'll be quite a good game to watch. But
nice.
Yeah, it's I'm looking forward to just getting back into the swing of things. I wasn't really interested over England, but don't get me wrong, England played well with winning the last 2 games against Italy and Ukraine as well. But not really into the whole international thing. I'm just into my club. Is Kai injured too? I don't believe so.
I hear rumours about that, but I don't trust these international ones.
Let me have a look at this. Kai Havertz. Because I was going to get to that. Yeah. Kai Havertz.
Well, there's a first time for everything, you know. I thought he was injury proof.
He's not injured, though. There's nothing in here saying he's injured. Where is he? He's never injured, is it? I mean, he's always... Yeah, in and out.
Never. He never injured that. I'm like, this guy, he's built different, man. So I know he he gained some muscle over the years, so he's strong, man. I rate Kai for that availability factor. That's the best thing he has going for him. I'm still shocked he missed that penalty. That's so un-German, missing 2 penalties.
He's not injured, mate. Can someone tell me who said he's injured? Lewis. Who said he was injured? I can't see it.
Two of the comments said it, but I don't see it. Let me check.
Jem, Potter in or Potter out. Let's just get through April and we'll have that discussion again. Jesus. Let's just get back into football. Kai is sick. He's sick. Oh, he's sick.
Yeah. He thinks so, you know. Everyone at Chelsea's got that sickness, isn't it? It's mad. Like once every week, someone else has a stomach bug.
Oh no, Aubameyang. Are you serious? Lewis is getting excited to see Aubameyang, the same guy that backed Romelu Lukaku. Do you know what I mean? What's he talking about? They think he's sick because he pulled out of Germany. Oh, right, fairs. Well, that ain't a great thing, man. The yellow bus is in the building.
Oi, Al Patron.
What's happening, bro?
Hello, bros. How you guys doing?
I'm all right, bro. We're just talking about Kai. Apparently, Kai Havertz is sick. That's what they're saying. So we might not be available for the weekend. And Lewis is so happy because he gets to see Aubameyang, the same guy that backed Lukaku, the 2 blimmin' flops. Do you know what I mean?
You know what's funny about on Twitter?
He's gonna back a player that is clearly much, much worse for us. Like Aubameyang is not good for Chelsea. There's no point.
Awful.
He's terrible. So it's like
they think he's sick because he played out of Germany.
It's okay to not like Kai, but you don't have to back that bum. There's no way you should be backing him.
Oh, hey, let's not call him a bum and whatnot, man. But do you see?
Bum. Why do you care? Like.
He is, and I agree. He actually
never wanted him at this club.
Mate, he's not good. He's generally just. It's like.
Nah, he would have done well if Tuchel stayed.
That's cap.
Maybe, but
literally how he was playing for Arsenal before he went to Barcelona.
That's my point. He don't actually care. You see it on the pitch. He genuinely doesn't really care if we win, lose, or draw. That's how he looks to me when I watch him. Like he's just like he's there for the vibes. That's why I don't like him. Don't like Warwick finisher.
He doesn't have to care. That's cool, but we don't have to play him at the same time.
Warwick finisher. He's not a Warwick finisher anymore. He was a Warwick finisher. He was a Warwick finisher, but he's not doing it for us when he has played. I don't know, man. You guys can get excited for Aubameyang against Aston Villa. I hope it's not the case, but I think we actually might play Sterling up there. To be honest, who knows? That Chelsea did all but wrong though. Why?
The Champions League thing rubbed him the wrong way.
Yeah, good.
My thing is this: what does Chelsea owe him?
What does Chelsea owe him? Chelsea are paying him.
We pay him. He owes us. We pay him. He gives us goals.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
If he was a Chelsea legend, maybe, but he's
Jesus, not. Felix and Alba. You think that is the key? Oh my God, guys!
Well, we haven't tried it.
Big up, Jem, everyone in the chat. Big up, everyone. Look, I might be wrong. He might come out and just absolutely smash it in the Champions League, and we might actually score goals because he puts it in the back of net. I don't know.
No, listen, Jem. If he scores a hat trick against Villa, this is getting clipped.
Yeah, he still wouldn't stop that. He's
big up Bobby.
He's good enough for Chelsea. But big up Bobby in the building. Big up to DJ Saturday. Big up True Blue as well. Ashraf, everyone's coming through. Big up, smash the likes, guys, because I know we haven't got enough. So please, if you're watching, hit the thumbs. Let's quickly get into a couple of things, and we're going to talk about Chelsea Aston Villa. Like I said, it's not going to be too long of a show today. So, right, interesting, because Chelsea have won 75% of their games when Wesley Fofana has been available, apparently. And without him, we've lost 31. Oh, sorry, we've won 31. We've won 31 with him. No, we won 75 with him.
Yeah. We've won 75% of our games when he's played, 31% when he hasn't.
So
here's the problem. Yeah, it means nothing. It's just a random stat to get retweets.
It don't, because Trevor Chalobah had a stat where every game he played, we won. He never lost a game.
Nothing.
So I know everyone that loves Wesley Fofana in the chat will get excited on that one, but
especially
when Wesley Fofana is sick, man.
We've played 30-something games and he's only played 7 of them. So I mean, listen, I get it. The ratio looks really, really good. I like to see how this plays out the rest of the season. If then we can say it means something. But it doesn't make. He's a good player. We all know that. You don't have to bring up like ESPN stats for it to matter.
Yeah, I agree. Interesting stuff. We ain't spoke about Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel is now the Bayern Munich manager, and by the looks of it, he's trying to get Anthony Barry to follow him over there as well. Anthony Barry very keen to follow Thomas Tuchel over at Bayern Munich. I mean, I'll give you my first thoughts on it. It was not surprising because an elite club wants an elite manager, so they want him. If it wasn't him, it's probably Real Madrid that would have got him. We could potentially catch him in the semi-finals if we beat Real Madrid, which would just be pure funny, really.
That's like a Hollywood movie script. The X versus the next.
Do you know what I mean? You couldn't have got it any more like. And at the end of the day, good luck to Thomas Tuchel, man. That's what I will say. Good luck to him. I think he'll do well at Bayern Munich.
He's got Pep's number. Hopefully, he rings it up and just smatters him.
And it is what it is. But we might be playing him in the semis. I mean, Dan, what were your thoughts on Thomas Bayern?
Listen, mate. Good luck to him, man. I think the best part about him going to Bayern is that I know for a fact in 2 years he's going to get fired because Bayern fire you either way. They don't give a shit if you're good or not. They're gonna fire you. So I just got to wait a couple years, man.
I mean, they fired Pep, didn't they? To be fair, so
it doesn't matter who you are. You're only going to spend 2 years at that club, maybe 3 years, and you're gone. But not just to be serious though. Good for him. He has a lot of pressure because he has to win the Champions League. The way their board came out was basically like, they basically fired Nagelsmann because they really want the Champions League. So that's a lot of pressure.
He only lost 3 games in Nagelsmann. You know that out of all of his time, we've lost 3 games and he got fired. Can you see the levels? The levels.
But you know what it is though? It's kind of similar to when Tuchel was fired here. Well, Tuchel's form was actually horrible here, but when you fire somebody after 6 games, it's kind of like, okay, it's a little too early to actually do that. Same way, you fire somebody after they win 7 straight Champions League games, concede like 2 goals the whole Champions League, are 1 point behind in the league, and you fire them. Their fans are going to be looking at Tuchel like, if we're bringing you in, we have to win. There's no, why else did we fire this guy if not for us to win right now? So it's a lot of pressure. If he wins the Champions League, if he handles that pressure, he elevates himself to, an upper echelon of the Carlo Ancelottis, these type of guys who've won Champions Leagues in different clubs or who have multiple Champions Leagues. There's a lot to gain for him if he wins it. If he doesn't win it, it's whatever. It's Bayern Munich. His real test will come next year, and we'll see what he does.
I hear you. OG, I mean, what do you think, mate? Do you think it's good?
It reminds me of a Roman era kind of. Bayern are basically look like old Chelsea, man. You can't last more than 2-3 years, it seems. Even if you're doing well. I was shocked when I saw all Nagelsmann's stats. But one thing I do like about this little situation is that Bayern Munich made it so that you can't just sign Nagelsmann without paying that 20 million up. So that's how I know Tottenham's not going to get him, because Levi would not pay 20 million to Bayern Munich. They'll wait until the summer, but he's a good coach. I wouldn't mind much. Oh, Anthony Barry, listen, I wasn't shocked because I know Todd B's waiting for he wants to. If it's up to him, if you don't want to be here, go. He doesn't want anyone. I'm telling you, it's called the Exodus. He's looking for excuses. From days getting rid of the groundskeeper and his son, and apparently he got rid of other cleaning staff and random stuff like that, stuff that you don't even care about. He just doesn't want anyone from the old era in, it seems.
Well, interesting.
I also think the leaking thing is probably a problem for them too. They're trying to get rid of anybody from the older regime who they think is leaking information or leaking stuff. So that's probably why as well.
True.
Big up, Don. How you doing?
Oh, big up, boys. Big up, man. I'm all right. I've had a cold past few days, but I'm good, man. I'm good.
I'm
all right.
Bro, you're like a Chelsea player, man. You can't get sick.
But it hit me as of Monday, man. But Jem, I'll be all right for Saturday.
Fight through it, bro.
So what I would say really quickly to you guys before we go to Don is obviously we've had this from Rudy Galletti just about, 10 minutes ago, longer than that actually, about nearly an hour ago, saying first positive contacts between Nagelsmann and some Chelsea representatives to date. The former Bayern Munich coach is one of the CFC's main options for next season, together with Luis Enrique in the event of Graham Potter being sacked. So there's a little bit of news there for you. I mean, Don, Nagelsmann's been sacked by Bayern with quite a decent record. Tuchel takes over. Nagelsmann's now available for Tottenham, for maybe Chelsea, for whoever else. I mean, what are you saying?
For me, I still think Poch is the best fit for us. I'm not against Nagelsmann. I'm not against him, right? But I just feel like a lot of the football community, a lot of Chelsea fans, a lot of fans in general just overrate him a bit. That's what my main problem is. I'm not saying he's a shit coach. I appreciate and I respect what he did at Hoffenheim. I understand what he did at Bayern. He won Bayern. What did he win Bayern? Is it the same equivalent as the FA Cup, right? That he won. Was it last season?
Yeah, the Pokal. Whatever it is.
His record this season hasn't been bad, right? So I do get all of that, but for me, when I look at everything that he's done, and when I've watched him as well, right, in terms of actually managing in-game management, I haven't been like, oh my god, this guy's the next coming of Pep. Like, I've just been like, okay, yeah, cool, looks like a good coach, up and coming coach. But the way everyone's going on about him, I get the same sort of vibes as the way everyone moves on about Jude Bellingham when they overrate Jude Bellingham. It's the same thing with Nagelsmann. I get that same overrating about him. Like he looks okay. He looks like he's up and coming, and he's done a madness with Hoffenheim. I understand all of that, right? But for me,
what makes Poch a better manager than Nagelsmann?
Like I said, Jem, at the moment, right, we've got a lot of players at the moment that we need to develop. When I've asked everyone here and in the group chat, how many world-class players have we got? You can only name me Kante when he's fit, Thiago Silva, and arguably Reece James, right?
How about Enzo?
Enzo's not world-class yet.
Yeah,
I wouldn't call him world-class.
He won the World Cup. Like,
everyone's definition of world-class is different, okay?
Yeah,
so for me, my definition of world-class is quite high. I wouldn't put Enzo in there because I just feel like
he needs consistency. Consistency
a long period of time. Like, he has been consistent. We didn't watch him at River Plate. Jem, I know you didn't watch him at River Plate, right? You probably watched him at Benfica. But again, if he goes the way he's going, I do think he's going to become world class at Chelsea. I've got no doubt about that. But I'm not one of these fans to give the world class title too early.
So why do you not like the idea of Nagelsmann potentially bringing the best out of someone like Nkunku, who he's got firing?
Yeah, because like I said, I've seen Poch do that in the Premier League. I've seen him do that in the Prem. He knows the Prem. He's got a good record of developing. The main thing that kills Poch is the fact that he, in people's eyes, bottled things, right? But he's never been at a winning club where it's a must to win.
The best managers make those clubs winning clubs, though.
Tottenham, did Jose
not Tottenham, though.
No, hold on. That's all well and good, right?
How many managers have been there in the past 15 years, right? And they won nothing. They've had what, 20 managers or something like that?
Hold on. It's partly on them, but it's also partly on you. And here's why I say that, right? When Jose came to Chelsea, how many years did we win the Premier League title prior to that?
Not a lot, none.
50 years. We won it once in 50 years, guys. That's our history.
What reputation? What did Jose win before he came?
Hold on.
He won the Champions League at Porto.
Hold on. That's about him. We're talking about Chelsea. Chelsea did not have a history of winning Premier Leagues. We were the Spurs. We were the team.
No, come on, what Spurs, man? Because you're isolating the Premier League. We won bare other stuff.
We still won things.
We beat Madrid.
I just said, we were winning it in cups, but we never won the Premier League. He came in immediately and broke the heads because he's a top manager. It wasn't he came to Chelsea and you know what, Chelsea hasn't won for 50 years, so I don't know if we're gonna win. No, if you're the best of the best, like right now, what's happening in Napoli? They haven't won a league title in 30 years, right? They get two top players. They're about to win their first league title in 30 years right now. So managers can break that heads for different clubs. The top managers can break that heads. So I'm not giving him.
Yeah, but you're missing the point though, because we've got clear examples of top managers that have won at pretty much every club they've been at, right? Conte's won the Premier League at Chelsea. Jose Mourinho's won 3 Premier Leagues at Chelsea. He's gone on and left Spurs and won something else. He won the Conference League at Roma. First manager to do that, right? And he still couldn't win anything at Tottenham. Fair enough, he got sacked the week before the final.
He got sacked before he could have won it.
Okay. We can say, like I said, I was just about to make that point. He did get sacked the week before the final, which to me was just mad. I reckon giving them half a chance. You can't go into a final with fucking what's his name? The geezer, man. What's his name? Brian Mason, right?
Yeah.
You can't go into the final with Brian Mason managing you and expecting to get anything out of it. But apparently that was to do with like the actual payment to Mourinho or something along the lines of that. I don't know. Not a Spurs fan, but yeah. we've got clear examples of managers, winning managers, who still weren't able to do it at Tottenham. So trying to use that against Poch, to me, is just dismissive. And I mean, even looking at the comments here, the first thing when people hear the name Poch, nah. But when you actually break it down and you look at it, I think he fits what we've got right now best. I'll be honest. And for me, he knows the Premier League. Nagelsmann doesn't. He doesn't know the Prem. He does not know the Prem. He's never been in this.
I'm not upset. I'm not upset at you saying he's he suits Chelsea in terms of what he can do and build players and all these different things. I'm just not okay with the excuse of he hasn't won anything because he was at Spurs or because
no. That's not the reason why I'm saying he hasn't won anything at Spurs. Because when he comes to the final, go on, bro.
If you haven't won anything, you haven't won anything, right? It's not a matter of. I'm not going to give you an excuse of, well, you were at Spurs. If you come to Chelsea, then magically everything is going to work out and you're going to win and blah, blah, blah. Because we've had top managers come here too and not win. Luis Scolari was a World Cup winning manager. He came here, he flopped, right? So it's not always about, this club wins, so any manager who goes to this club is going to win, and this club is trash, so any manager who goes to that club is going to be trash, right? Because we've had managers come to our club, and we're the most winning club in this country for the last 25 years. And they're trash, right? They don't win. You get what I'm saying? Like what we're seeing with Potter right now. This is a team that's gone to the FA Cup final like 4 years in a row. We got knocked out like the first round in this year. It's never happened in like 30 years. So it does happen where whatever the
Man City, come on,
your club is, you can
We've got Man City in both those legs.
that doesn't really count.
That's not the first time we've gotten the best.
Wait, but listen, they're both better than Potter. Let's just agree to that. They're both better than Potter.
That's what it is. That's what it is for me, right, OG? Because look, Dan, I get the point that you're making. You are right in saying that, but there's not what I'm saying about Spurs. Two things can be right at the same time. I'm not saying that Pochettino didn't win anything there solely because he was at Spurs. Because number one, when he got to the League Cup final against Chelsea, right, he was never beating us. We beat him in that final. when he got to the final of the Champions League, Lucas Moura scored a hat-trick. What does he do? He drops him and plays a half-fit, injured, limping around with his messed up ankle Harry Kane, who did nothing the whole game. So that's not on Tottenham. That's not on the board. That's on him making that decision. So I'm not saying that he was the Spurs is the main reason why he didn't win anything there. But what I'm saying is he's never been at a winning club where it's you have to win, you must win. Spurs, he was overachieving. He was getting them top four comfortably, season after season. He was getting them to a final. When would you ever think Tottenham would get to a final of the Champions League? Tottenham, getting to a final. And on his way there, he beat Ten Hag, who everyone's like, wow, this guy's a top manager. He beat Ten Hag the leg before that. People can say, oh yeah, but it was lucky the way he did it. He still did it. Can I
give like just a slight?
So for me, like, let me just finish my point, Dan. For me, I just feel like when people hear the word Poch, they get dismissive real quick. And for me, it's like,
all right, my turn.
Don't dismiss him as a coach.
My turn.
Don't dismiss his ability as a coach, right?
My turn.
But, I get it. I'm skeptical the same way you guys are skeptical about in the last moments they're choking. I'm not saying he's gonna come here automatically and start winning us things. I'm not saying that. I'm just looking at what we've got right now, and I'm saying, right, with what we've got right now, what Poch has done in the Premier League and this level of coaching.
Can I just say something?
What we've got best. That's how
I get what you're saying, right? You want a manager that can come in and coach these players into their qualities and get the best out of them, and then from that, maybe I don't know if you agree with me in this or not, but I don't think Poch is the manager to push us close to City and Liverpool and start challenging for titles. I don't think he's that manager, in my opinion.
I would disagree. Right? He managed to do that with Spurs, so why can't he do that at Chelsea?
Well, you say this, but he failed in the Champions League final and he lost 4 semi-finals when he was at Spurs as well. Yeah, that in itself is not a great mentality in itself. He went to PSG. He didn't even win the title there. Yeah, and how many finals did he lose? They didn't win they'd won the title back to back for so many years. He comes in and for the first season, Lille end up going to win it, and he don't, right? And that's another thing as well. What you're saying is right in terms of bringing the best out of these young individuals and whatever. I get all that, right? But the issue with Poch for me and why I'm not 100% on it is that we should be looking in the direction to narrowing down to the top of the league, right? That's where we should be going with all this. That's what we're saying we need to do. The reason we want to get rid of Graham Potter is because supposedly we want to have some sort of manager in here that's going to coach these players into being winners, to go out and, go and start pushing for the top of the top of the chain, right? So my issue isn't like, when you look at these players, they've got the quality. Like, I don't think you need to coach the qualities. I think they already have the quality. What they need is a manager that already has the winning mentality. So not only put them in a system where you get consistency out of their qualities, but also pushes them forward in terms of being able to go the extra mile and compete for something like the domestic league, which is something that we've struggled doing for a very long time.
Jen, when you look at
what you want, is for him to come in and coach these young players that you say have got qualities that we're not seeing on a consistent basis, but maybe get them to a level where maybe just we're getting second or third in the Premier League is good enough. What I'm saying, someone that comes in with the winning mentality. We already know that they've got the qualities. Look at Enzo Fernandez. When you look at him, do you think, oh, we need to coach his qualities? We already know he has the quality. What we need is a manager with winning mentality to bring the best out of the qualities in the system consistently, but putting the winning edge in them. That's what they need, the winning killer instinct edge in them to do with. And I don't think Poch, Poch hasn't got that killer winning mentality way about him.
Because he hasn't been at a winning club. It's not a fluke that it's not a fluke that a bigger club than us, by the way, who've won the most Champions League, Real Madrid, are seriously looking at Poch. It's not a mistake that they're seriously.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are, Cal. You clearly missed the report.
No, they're not.
You clearly missed the report.
Don, hold on.
I hear reports every day. I don't believe reports.
Let me just finish my point. Let me go back to Jem, and then
consider that Real Madrid.
Let me go back to Jem, right? So Jem, if
Poch's got a winning mentality.
Like I said, he hasn't been at a winning club.
So you want to test that theory at Chelsea? You want to test that theory
PSG
at
are
Chelsea?
failures. They fail every season in the Champions League.
So you want to test the theory that he's a winning manager at Chelsea? That's what you want to do. You want the test theory to be Chelsea.
We'll get back to that in a second.
Sorry.
He failed domestically in the French league with a team that never loses in that league.
Jem. When PSG brought in Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, all of these guys, was their target to win the league, or was it to win the Champions League? And how many managers have been there?
In the league, does it?
Okay, so when Tuchel lost the final against PSG, did that mean that he was a failure over there?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Tuchel. He was at PSG. He lost the final as well.
Tuchel won 3 domestic titles in the French league.
But you said PSG are a winning club, but they're not.
Anything.
They've failed to win the UCL year after year.
Yeah, but that's not just the Poch thing. That goes back to Tuchel, yeah, Laurent Blanc. That's an overall.
But if you're saying you want a winning manager, if you're saying you want a winning manager, then your best option right now is Enrique. Then it's Enrique. I wouldn't put Nagelsmann ahead of.
No, but your argument is you want Poch over Nagelsmann because you think what? You think he's got more Premier League experience?
I think I like what Nagelsmann has done, and if Poch wasn't available right now, I'd probably be looking at Nagelsmann. I'm not saying. For me, let me just get this clear, guys. Yeah, look, the management, the options that we have right now, to me, are meaty. Ideally, in an ideal world, I would not want Poch. I'm not advocating for Poch. I don't want this guy ideally at Chelsea. I'll be honest with you.
Thank you for saying that. Let's just leave it right there first.
Let's just leave it right there. You heard it, people. He said it. Let's move forward.
I want to make it clear that people think I'm cheerleading for this guy. I'm not doing that. I'm looking at who's available right now, what we have right now, and what we're trying to build. No, because for me, he's the best option right now of who is available.
He's got a winning mentality when he hasn't got a winning mentality.
I didn't say he's got a winning mentality. I said he hasn't been at a winning club.
Because I said to you, I just said, right, I don't think I said I don't think he'd take Chelsea to number 1, and you said I disagree, which tells me that you think he's good enough to take Chelsea.
No. I disagree because he's never been at a winning club with PSG.
So you're saying
at the time with PSG. Wait, hold on. I disagree because again, Jem, he was overachieving at Tottenham. What he was doing at Tottenham, Levy and that were laughing. Yes, he was, because Tottenham shouldn't have been doing what he was doing.
They were always on the brink of things, man. You're forgetting Harry under Harry Redknapp. They were always on the brink of contending.
That's true.
Yeah, they're always on the brink, but he was actually getting
but so what's the difference?
challenging for a league.
He
was getting them challenging for a title.
Yes,
that's what he was doing. Got them to a Champions League final. Did Harry Redknapp do that? Did AVB do that?
Bro, you're giving way too much credit to the manager. Way too much.
Listen. Hold on. Hold on. That's what I'm saying. You guys are dismissing him. I'm not giving him too much. I'm literally spitting facts about what he's done in the league, and you guys are dismissing it.
Because you want to sack Graham Potter to get Poch. Wait a second, you want to sack Graham Potter to get Poch in just to coach the best out of these players and their qualities. That's it. Why do I want to do that? I want to start.
No. Right now, we need a coach. We're not at that level right now to have a manager. Hence why.
Yeah, we are.
How are we at the level? I asked you the other day, Dan. Who's world class in the squad?
Let me ask you this: Do we not? Do these players that we've got in already have the qualities?
Yeah, they've got. They're quite raw. We've got players.
This team already have the quality. Let me give you an example. Wait a sec. Let me give you an example. Or are they players like Dele Alli in Chelsea right now? But when he was at Tottenham, are there any players like Dele Alli was at Chelsea right now at that sort of quality? I'm talking about before they were coached in. Or would you say that actually what we have at the moment, we can see the qualities, we know what they've got already? So what are we coaching here? Are we trying to coach the best? Because you're saying coaching them, I didn't like to get the best out of their qualities. What I'm saying is that's fine, but why not have a winning manager who can also do that, but also give him the winning edge, i.e. push us?
That's what I'm saying. Do you think that Nagelsmann is a winning manager? Because if you're looking at a winning manager, it would be Enrique then.
I'm not even talking about Nagelsmann. I'm talking about Poch at this moment in time.
That's my point. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Jem. That's the skeptical side of me when it comes to Poch about choking in those final moments and being in-game management in the final moments. Hence why I've got my reservations. I'm not ignoring that. I agree with you when it comes to that point. I definitely agree with you. But when I look at the other side and what we're trying to build right now, that's what I'm focusing on right now. Because we're not going to win the league overnight. I've said in the group chat numerous times, I believe next season.
So you want us to get the Argentinian Brendan Rodgers?
Oh no! Don't do that. Don't do that.
You want the Argentinian Brendan Rodgers?
Don't do that.
The guy that gets to play really good.
This is what I mean, yeah. With Poch, you can say I don't want Poch, but then when it comes to disrespecting him and dismissing him, that's when I've got a problem.
Brendan Rodgers managed Liverpool, did he not?
Yeah, he did.
What did he do at Liverpool? He got them playing really well and this, that, and the other, and then they spiked down because they didn't have that cutting.
Brendan Rodgers is not the same level as Poch, man. Poch is a better level than Brendan Rodgers. Let's be real now. Brendan Rodgers will never get linked to anything at Real Madrid. He'll never get linked to anything at Real Madrid. You're moving like Kazim. It's Brendan Rodgers. Jeff, you're moving mad.
I don't think that's mad. I think that's true.
You're moving mad. Look. Let's talk about the game, man, because people are
let's talk about the game.
Let's move on.
Let's talk about.
Oh, really? There's a game.
I just don't think Nagelsmann is as good as what people make him out to be. I think it's very overrated.
If you're gonna say that, you can say the exact same thing about Poch as well. Very, very overrated.
Yeah, but Poch.
The way you're talking
I've got clear examples of Poch doing it in the league that we actually play in.
What did he do? That's what I'm trying to ask you. What
do you mean? What did he do? He got a better move to Tottenham from Southampton. Developed young players at Southampton and at Tottenham.
Okay.
And he was on the verge of pretty much going to Man United. He should have gone Man United.
We're not Southampton and we're not Tottenham.
You've got to build your credit. Yeah, but then in the same breath, you're saying that you want Nagelsmann, who started off.
No, I never said that. I didn't say that.
Then what did you say then?
I didn't say
that. Most people are talking about Hagelsmann over Nagelsmann.
My argument is what is the difference? What is the difference with? Because you're saying there's a difference between Poch and Nagelsmann because of the Premier League qualities that Poch has.
Yes.
Yeah. My argument is, what is there much difference between Poch and Nagelsmann? Actually, is there actually that much difference between both these managers, or is one better than the other?
There's not much of a difference. But when I'm looking at the fine details, again, is the fact that Poch is managing the Prem and Nagelsmann hasn't. That's how I'm looking at it. You have to look at the fine details because that's I'll probably say that's the only thing. I'm not totally against Nagelsmann. I just don't overrate him the way everyone is on social media and a lot of people here.
The way you're making Chelsea sound out like is if we're like Tottenham. Dele Alli just come from MK Dons to Spurs, and then put in this manager Poch comes in and starts doing.
But Jeff, what's the first thing I said?
quality players, bro. The quality's there. We don't need him to come and
what's the first thing that I said? I said to you right now that the list of managers that are available are meaty, and in an ideal world, I wouldn't want Poch. But what we've got right now and what we're trying to build right now, with the players that we brought in, Jem, apart from Enzo Fernandez, right, because he's 1 in a million. Who? You say it all the time.
Wesley Fofana ain't good.
Quite raw.
Ain't Wesley Fofana good? Ain't Wesley Fofana good?
No, Wesley Fofana's good. Yes, he's good. He's good, but he's still a young player. He's still young. He's still no. I'm talking about January. Who we brought in January? I said who we brought in January because we brought Enzo in January, right? That's what I asked you.
Enzo was our marquee signing, yeah.
Yes, but out of the other ones that we brought in, who would you say is an established world class or elite player?
None of them are world class. Doesn't mean you get Poch to make them world class.
I'm still trying to figure out.
The whole thing done is missing.
You guys are
just listening. Can I quickly jump in for 1 second?
That's mad.
Can I quickly? I guess I'm not gonna jump in. Okay, you guys can carry on. I'll just listen.
No,
I don't have anything really to contribute. You guys know where I'm going with this. You're talking about world class. Who has Poch elevated to world class status outside of Harry Kane?
I never said he turned them world class. I'm saying he developed them. Is what I said.
So who did
he develop young players?
Who did he develop? Who did he develop to world class status?
Harry Kane for one, yeah. But how many players get developed to a world class level most of the time by the same manager?
That's not what we need right now. Isn't that literally what we need though?
Absolutely,
yes, but,
what we need.
Yeah. But what I'm saying to you is he was limited at Spurs. But you're saying it as if so many managers make all these players world class all the time, like it's a normal thing. Yeah,
I'm saying hold on, Don. Here's the point.
He was limited at Spurs.
Not enough. If your pedigree is not enough, hold on. If your pedigree is not enough to make world class players, which is what we need right now, the making players better thing is useless for us. If
but Dan, he was in a projection. He was in a projection of making
world class level because you keep using. He makes players better. He develops players. Okay, and then we say if you're developing players, do you develop them to a world class level? Like, can you make players that we've got?
I believe a lot of these players that we've got right now can be developed to a world class level. Yes.
I haven't seen you do it. I haven't seen you do it.
No, but what I'm saying to you is
do you know what really takes a lot of players?
Hold on. Can you agree that our players are at a different level to what Tottenham had at the time in terms of potential? In terms of potential. So I believe that he can get them to world class. Yes, I do believe that because of what he's shown at the limited clubs that he's been at.
All right, cool.
PSG not so much limited, I would say, but they're not a winning club.
Don, I disagree. I wholly disagree because the only player he's got that has gotten to that level is Harry Kane, and he's an anomaly because usually for world class players, for you to get to that world class level, you have to win, right? You have to have the feeling of winning, competing at the highest level, all these different things. That's what gets you to the world-class level. That's what gets people to look at you and say, this is a world-class player. If you go 6 years, no title, no competition in the Champions League, none of these different things, no one is going to call you that. So for these guys, we have to have a manager who comes in and knows how to get them to win. That's what
who's your choice right now? Out of everyone that's available, who's your first choice?
I think you can't say that until the summer because things do change.
Come on. So why are we having this conversation now then? Because in the summer, my opinion could change depending on who's available again.
Let me answer your question, Don.
So why are we having that conversation now then? I'm asking you now because you're asking me. I said right now, with who is available, I would go with Poch. I think he would fit it best. Who would you go with that's available right now?
Well, if you're talking about winning mentality. If you're talking about someone that's won things, there's two managers, Enrique and Zidane.
Come on, man, you're not being serious. I expected that. You said Zidane. Are you being serious, bro?
No. I'm saying if you're going for managers that have won things, and let's not just discredit him winning 3 Champions Leagues because you can't do that.
Yes,
you're not allowed to do that.
A cyborg team, a ready-made team with world-class players.
Wait, let's flip it back on you because Poch had PSG and he didn't win the league there with ready-made world-class players.
Again, how many managers have gone there and didn't win the UCL?
Why does Zidane? Hold on. Why does Zidane get?
He didn't even win the league. He didn't even win the league.
You're shooting yourself in the foot, bro. Bro, you're shooting yourself.
Hold on. Wait, Jem. How did I shoot myself in the foot?
Because you're moving around. Here's why. Because
I said from the beginning, if I knew you guys at the time,
why does Zidane get hired at Real Madrid?
Hold on.
Let
me make a point, bro.
No, but why did he get hired at Real Madrid?
Real Madrid are a winning club, is my main point.
Why did he get hired at Real Madrid?
PSG are not a winning club, bro. They're not a winning club.
You're not answering the question.
The players that Zidane had, right? Hold on. Let me finish my point. The players that Zidane had at Real Madrid could go into a game and don't need to be coached, right? They know what they're doing. They know what needs to be done. They know who they play for. Right? Let's not act like Zidane didn't have a ready-made team.
Because how was that team before he got there?
Sorry.
How was that team before he got there?
Not right now.
Benitez was their manager, but Zidane had no history. How was that team when he got there?
Darwin was a better option than Zidane right now. I would even say Poch is a better option than Zidane right now. Zidane's a good manager, but not for Chelsea right now. Not right now.
No, you can listen. You can grandstand, right? You can grandstand if you want. This club with so much history and winning, and all these same players. Because when Zidane first came in, he didn't buy anybody. By the way, right? When he first came in, who was their manager prior to that? Rafa Benitez was, who has a pedigree of winning league titles in Spain, has a pedigree of Champions League, has a pedigree of winning the Europa League with Chelsea halfway through a season and an FA Cup. He went to Real Madrid. He failed with those world-class players, and Zidane won 3 back-to-back Champions Leagues with them. When people say, "Oh, it's just a world-class team," anybody could have. No, anybody couldn't. I just gave you a manager of way higher pedigree, given those same quality players. And
I think what we're trying to get at here is Zidane is a great manager. He's a guy that can go in the dressing room and immediately command the respect of the players. But in terms of a guy that's like a X's and O's guy, a guy that can like get a team playing great football, I don't know if he's that. I'm gonna be honest.
AJ jumped on the stream, AJ, I've just been battered and bruised. About to move on to the game. They're moving mad in the comments, and you just got here now, yeah.
We're moving late, guys. We've got to move on anyway. Guys, I haven't got long yet, so I have to be quick today. It's only going to be a quick one, but we'll come back to this talk. Yeah, I'm sure we'll come back.
I don't even know.
We'll do a separate stream about
it. I'm watching Don get battered and bruised for real, man. Like,
back to them bruised.
The chat hears you. The chat is understanding you.
Devandra with the super chat says, "Count me one achievement of Poch, and I'll give you an essay of Nagelsmann's success. Guy failed to win Farmers League with Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe," is what Devandra says. Big up to you. Thanks for the donation.
So did you.
Tuchel won the league. What are you talking about?
Tuchel won the league.
That's the main thing.
What does it matter? He still won the league.
Didn't win it.
At the very least, he won the league. At the very least, he won the league.
Don, you're looking.
How embarrassing is that? How embarrassing is that? In a league where he's competing against himself.
Are building these teams to win the Champions League.
Let me finish, man. All right. In a league where there's one team that could win the title every year, Poch could not win that league. That is embarrassing. Okay, I don't care what you say. There's nothing more you can say about like Poch that's gonna make me believe that he's a top manager when that happens. Okay, that's it.
I'm moving.
Wait, let me just ask one question, Jem.
I'm moving on.
All right.
Go on. No, because
I just want to know, because Don's getting battered. I want to know who's everybody's first choice.
What are you really sitting here with all of this to tell me that Poch is your first choice? Are you really that mad?
Hey, AJ, I asked Dan, he said Zidane.
No, I didn't say Zidane. You asked
I said I asked Dan.
Yeah. You asked.
Imagine laughing at Zidane, but you want Pochettino.
Winning in terms of talking about winning mentality managers that have actually got a resume and a CV. It doesn't matter if it's Champions League because it's still one of the major trophies, along with domestic leagues. Zidane has a resume of winning things. He's got it. We can't ignore that. Yeah, we can't squash that. As the same as when you say, about Thomas Tuchel at PSG not winning the Champions League. Guess what? Yes, he still won the French league 3 times back to back to back. He kept them fired up for 3 seasons and won it back to back to back. They're still big major trophies. You can't squash it for the argument of Poch. That's what I'm saying. You can't put him in them brackets. Because he's not.
It's not even fair. It's not even fair.
I'm just saying. I'm saying
I am being a bit disingenuous when I mention that, but what I'm saying is with Tuchel, right? He couldn't win the Champions League over there, and that's what PSG have been trying to win season after season.
So Pep Guardiola can't win the Champions League with Man City. Does that make him a non-world class manager?
I never said he doesn't make him a world.
Okay, so then there's a comparison.
I'm talking about the club. I'm talking about that club, PSG.
But you're dealing with
club. We're not talking about the Champions League with them. The league. He lost the league.
I'm specifically talking about the Champions League because yes, you should be winning the league. And
I don't think him losing the league 1 year is that serious of a deal. Like they've had a monopoly on the league. Eventually, that monopoly is going to end at least once a year. You know, that's just how probability works. You know, Couch,
it really shouldn't about
probability.
It really shouldn't work. It really shouldn't though.
When I'm saying,
I said it from the beginning. Yeah. He should have never gone PSG. He should have gone United.
I just want to know everybody's first
game. We got a game on the weekend, guys. We got a game on the weekend. Let's talk about that.
We'll do a separate stream, guys. We'll do a separate stream.
Listen, manager debate shows are going to be probably happening. We know it anyway. Later on in the months, especially after seeing at the end of the
debate. Turns it around, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Let's hope he turns it around so we don't have to have that conversation. Right, Reece James potentially injured. We'll find out tomorrow. Obviously, he pulled out of a hamstring. Kai Havertz is sick and won't be available for the weekend as well. We don't know who else is not available because obviously we've not heard the press conference, but we also know from what Absolute Chelsea commented on today from the Chelsea FC site that most players have returned, including João Felix. Mason Mount is also back in the inclusions as well. Mudrik's there. Chilwell was back and well. Conor Gallagher as well. What was I going to say? Yeah, everyone. It seems like everyone's back. Even Ruben. Everyone's back, barring Havertz, or and maybe Reece James is what we're being told. Ngolo Kante played 60 minutes, guys, through the international period, and from what I understand, performed pretty well. From what we've heard, Fofana's out. Is he? No, he wasn't. I've not seen anything about Fofana out. No, I haven't seen that. Anyway, with Reece James potentially on the sidelines, obviously we've seen a lot of the back.
Just on Fofana, he did come out of that last game with a thigh injury or something like that. I'm not sure how serious it was, but he did come out of that game.
Okay, Raheem Sterling has also returned, and we've seen his crazy afro that he's got at the moment. And
I love that, man. I love that.
Looks like me, but guys, do we still feel that the back three will be what we go for into this game? Are we going to stick to the back three throughout the rest of April? Obviously, it's a busy period with 9 games to be played as well. Or do you think we'll maybe try something different with the back four?
It's always going to be back three.
Back three.
I mean, no Reece James. I wouldn't play back three.
I mean, we're talking about Real Madrid. We're talking about Real Madrid. What are we going to play against Real Madrid? Back three?
Yeah.
Then we're playing back three from here till then.
It's going to be back through this whole month, unless he makes a rotation or something. But
Thiago Silva is also back, by the way. He played as well, which is a big plus for us. So we have N'Golo Kante and Thiago Silva, both of our only world-class players available now going into this busy period. What happens with the left side? Because obviously Cucurella, as we saw before the international started, performing better. Badiashile has been coming into that period as well. Obviously Thiago Silva's back, which means Koulibaly could be forced out of his position as well. So who's going to be getting that position there on the left, do you think, moving forward?
Boy, up against Leon Bailey and Watkins on that side. Yeah. I'd probably say Badiashile would be the best option. I can see Cucurella getting spun a lot for this one. Need someone quite physical.
What do we think Potter's going to do? That's the question here. I'll probably ask. We think he will go Koulibaly maybe back there, or would he? No,
on the left side of the defense.
Yeah,
he made a big mistake.
I'll put Badiashile in there.
Anyone saying Badiashile? No.
I think Josh has got it right there. That's a back three for me.
Oh, you don't think Silva will start?
No. Not right away.
Yeah, he just came back. Yeah, I think Koulibaly.
Yeah, but he played quite a lot of minutes though, so it's not like he hasn't.
When did he play?
He
played in the friendly.
Oh, he played in that game as well?
Yeah.
Wasn't he watching Kante?
With Kante, yeah. They both played.
Oh, I thought you were just watching him with Mason.
No. He played.
Oh,
He didn't train. France saying he's back, but he didn't train. But I'm sure I see him play.
I reckon he'll go with Koulibaly. I don't think he's going to put Silva in straight away.
All right, if you're all saying Koulibaly, we'll do Koulibaly. We'll stick to that. And then what on the right? We're going with Fofana, yeah, who's apparently he's not injured, is he? Yeah,
I'm not sure. Did he? I saw somebody said that he's training as well, but he did come out of that game due to injury, so there's a risk there. Keep in mind, we also play on Tuesday, right? If I'm not mistaken, against Liverpool, so there's that to take in consideration as well. With that said, for this game, I would probably go with Chalobah on the right and then play Fofana on the Tuesday, just because the thigh strain or whatever it is he had probably won't be able to endure 2 games back to back.
Silva didn't play. I thought he did. I'm sure I saw him in Kante.
Yeah, I'm sure. I just saw him watching the game with Mason. I don't think he actually played
back in full training. Oh, Fofana's back.
Yeah, it will definitely be Koulibaly then. And that now we've got to go with Wesley for this one, Couch, and then bring Chalobah on if needs be. But he has to start, man. I saw.
You want to change your back? You want to change up your back three though, like without forced injury?
No.
I just want to put it out there that Cucurella was the one starting before Badiashile, them little.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I'm saying. So could it be Cucurella?
I think you're changing the back three doing this. I mean, but
Badiashile played the last game.
He did play the last game, but we didn't come out with 3 points. He might go back to
Cucurella.
But it's just it could be anybody. I like Badiashile, so I'm cool with that.
Do you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if Cucurella starts, because Badiashile out of the back three would probably be the most quiet. I know Koulibaly got done at the end by what's his name? Got the guy's name now, so I can't remember. That's how bad it was. Yeah. But yeah, I think Badiashile was probably the most quiet out of the three the last game against Everton.
Mendy's not back, is he? Oh, he's not back. He's still out, from what I understand. No, I don't know. But anyway, Kepa will be in goal. I don't see Kepa getting changed, to be honest, in that one. Chilwell, I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah. Chilwell's to start.
Let's just say Reece James isn't fit because he did pull out with a hammy, even though he didn't actually play. Ruben?
Yeah, I'll go with Ruben.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Aspie at all now. At all.
Aspie's not played for, right? When's the last time Aspie played? He's not played for a while.
I can't even remember, man.
He's got a head injury. But he's back now, isn't it? I think he's back. So just keep him training, keep him fit, and then move him on in the summer, man. But I don't want to see him play again.
Oh, okay, interesting. Mendy's back. Maybe. That's good if Mendy's back. At least it puts a bit of pressure on Kepa now. Middle. What do we do, right, guys? Because N'Golo Kante played 60 minutes.
Man, I want to see it. You know what I want to see, man?
Same thing.
Oh.
I think it might be Kante and Enzo.
Nah, there's no way Kante starts. There's no way.
Yeah, I'd probably get a 30.
You know what I mean? 60 minutes after being out for like 5 months, I don't think he comes and starts. I think he's off the bench.
He'll probably do what he should have did last game. We'll give him a 30 at the end of the game.
Did you guys see Enzo Fernandez's rocket on the weekend? I want to see one of
he's learned and not starting.
You know,
who was that against? Curacao?
I don't even know. What was the country?
It was like 7-0.
Yeah, but I'm sorry.
It's a great goal. He's playing against a Farmers team.
Yeah, he did. But hang on.
It was on vacay.
Where's that country, Cal?
That was still a
Curacao.
Yeah, where is that at?
Oh, the Caribbean? Are you trying to hate on the Caribbean now, son?
But I honestly, I didn't know. I didn't know if it was like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was wondering.
Okay. Is this louder Caribbean now? We have some players.
I never hit on the Caribbean, bro. Come on, man.
So we know that Raheem Sterling's back in. We know Kai Havertz is sick, which means for once he won't be starting up front. So people like Lewis have said about Yang. Others, I think, like me, think it might be Sterling for some weird reason because he's now back. What are we doing with the front three now? Is this going to be a Mudryk, Sterling, and Pulisic maybe front three? Do you reckon? What are we doing now? Because
I don't like how that sounds. I like Sterling up there though.
Here's what I do.
Not at center forward. Not at center forward.
Sterling down the middle.
Just throw Felix. Throw Felix up there. You know what I mean? Sterling off the right.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Felix.
Yeah. It'll be Felix down the middle.
How quick were you to forget? How quick?
I forgot about Felix. Yeah, Felix.
I would play Pulisic off the left, but he can play muscle.
Yeah, I forgot about.
I think they're gonna put Mudryk up top. If there's no Havertz, Mudryk's gonna play the 9.
Pulisic, Felix, Sterling. I think it might be Mudryk, Felix, Sterling now. I think it might be Mudryk, Felix, Sterling.
Felix. I think Felix will actually give Ezra Konsa and Mings a field day, because they're quite rash. Mings is just they're quite physical, but they're just rash. I would say. Felix is quite nippy, so he'd actually be a good option up there.
Pulisic or Mudryk?
I didn't see anything from Pulisic than that, but it's hard to say, man. Like Pulisic came back last game and didn't really give us anything, but then for a large spell, we haven't seen anything from Mudryk, right?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I think Pulisic will start.
I'll be honest with you. Pulisic, he didn't do much last game. That is true, but Mudryk is giving nothing. Like right now,
I agree with that.
Like to me, I'm starting Pulisic.
So I'm saying I actually said that Mudryk should come off, play the 9 because that's where he played.
Where does Felix go? If you do that, where does Felix go, and then where does Raheem go?
On the left.
What I would say about that front three, if it is the front three, Pulisic, Felix, and Sterling, is there's a lot of direct. I mean, they're both good. All three of them are very good with the ball at their feet, being direct, running in behind with speed, good with the ball. Felix will drop deep, pick up the ball and around here. Sterling will make runs in behind, like we saw against Dortmund. I think he'll use his speed to get behind Konsa and Mings. Pulisic will come deep, pick the ball up, and try and link play with Felix. It could actually work, that front three. That could actually work.
I mean,
in a perfect world, Pulisic can finish. He's a cold finisher,
and he can finish, and
he can Sterling finish as well. So it's just up to our players providing them with chances.
Well, you got him.
Like to me, this is a strong lineup. This is a very strong lineup.
This is a strong lineup.
That's
only resource playing.
Not to bring back the manager thing, but like when you look at this, and next year it isn't going to change massively. Like 2 players will probably come in and change this, right? With like Reece on the right. That's really it in terms of the starting lineup. That's why I'm like, we're not that far off. Like we need the best of the best, make these guys ready to win. Not like there's not much to really. You know what I'm saying? Like we're almost there.
Someone said
winning mentality goes a long way.
Someone said Madueke for Pulisic.
No chance.
There's no chance. There's no excuse on paper why this team.
I hear you.
There's no excuse on paper why this team doesn't beat Aston Villa for me. There's no excuse.
100%.
I'm sorry. That's strong enough for me by far. Like Enzo will be up there playing balls over the top, doing his thing. Kovacic will be driving through the middle. Chilwell will give us width. Ruben, like we know he's not great there, but he's still, he's offensively.
That's the word for him. He's competent.
Yeah,
stable.
Yeah, stable. Yeah, and then the back three, as long as Koulibaly doesn't do anything stupid, we should be all right.
Yeah, man.
I expect Enzo to score this game, because you see Mings, every time I watch Aston Villa, right, that man clears the ball from his box into literally just nothing. Every single game I watch him. So Enzo is going to be on the end of at least one of them clearances. I think Enzo's going to bag this game. I've just got.
Should we worry about anything?
Jesus.
Yeah. Should we worry anything about from Villa? Is there anything from Villa that should worry us? Let's look at their last 5 games.
I think Douglas Luiz is a guy that can surprise sometimes.
I mean, that left side is always going to be.
Haven't they had decent form recently?
Ollie Watkins has been on good form, man.
I think they've been on form a little bit.
Well, if you look at their last 5 games, they're actually on a good run of form. They've won 3, they've won 3, drawn 1, and only lost 1, and they're sitting behind us at the moment on the same points, 38. So this is the battle of the mids at the moment. Who's going to get 10th?
The middest battle. We'll see this year.
They're on better form.
Check how many goals Ollie Watkins has scored the past few games. I think he's scored at 5 goals, something like that. He's on crazy form right now. Yeah, Ollie Watkins.
A lot
of points on FPL.
Yeah, he has. He scored 1, 2. He scored 2 against Everton. He scored 1 against Palace, and he scored 1 against Bournemouth. Yeah, he's been on a bit of form. To be fair.
You know what? I've changed my mind. I don't want to be agenda based, but I just have to make sure I say this. Koulibaly, man, he needs to be benched, man. Thiago Silva should start.
Yeah, we all know that. I think we all agree with that.
I can see that moment happening. And I can see Watkins is getting them behind after we've dominated for about 75 minutes. You guys, we've dominated
today though. Not for this game, but I get that though. I get that.
Yeah,
But I
the
think
reason
it's too
why
early.
I say that exactly.
I know. He hasn't played in a
It's
while.
Saturday,
so-
Tuesday, and it's Saturday, Tuesday. Tuesdays are probably the bigger
Who
game.
have we
You
got
want to see
Tuesday? Let's
Silva
have a look at
playing.
the fixture.
Liverpool.
Let's have a look
It's
at the fixtures.
Liverpool.
It's so sad. I had such big
I know,
hopes.
I
for
know.
Liverpool.
And
Yeah,
the problem
I
is
still
this,
kinda
the
do.
problem is that
I
you
still do.
play well for 70 minutes, no errors, nothing, and then
This is
just
fix up, man.
switch up.
Yeah, but in the
Yeah, but
same time,
hopefully
he
we
can have a
take
really
Chelsea
good game
today.
where he doesn't do one thing wrong, and I've seen him do it, and it's just like, what is this? What is wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
Like, just stick to being consistent. Do you know what I mean?
Seriously.
There we go.
It's a hard
Villa.
league.
Villa on the first, and then yes, Tuesday 8 o'clock, Liverpool at home. So 2 home games back to back, guys. Obviously, we have to be careful with that. And then on Saturday, we got 3 games really in the space of a week. Wow! So that's going to be a lot of football. Yeah, the Liverpool game's going to. I think we have to be careful with the Liverpool game. I think we're going to need our best team out. And if Kante and Silva can come in, maybe. I don't see Kovacic and Enzo. Do you think Kovacic and Enzo will start against Liverpool? Do you think it'll be a bit more tight in the middle?
I don't know. I think
It
Enzo's a
depends how
lock.
Kante gets on when he comes.
Yeah, I
on.
gotta
Hopefully
see
he
what
comes on.
Kante is looking like.
Oh, I want to see Kante and Enzo, but I don't know whether Liverpool's the right game for it. That's the problem. I don't know if Liverpool's the right game for it. And then you got Wolves
When is
away.
Liverpool? It's the second. It's Aston Villa, then Liverpool. Yeah.
Liverpool's
play
probably,
Liverpool
Liverpool's
midweek.
probably the perfect game. They have the weakest midfield out of all the teams.
Midfield.
True.
Nah, Kante needs to come on like 20, 30 minutes for like 2-3 games, and then
Boom,
maybe-
Real Madrid. Real
Yeah,
Madrid away.
maybe the Wolves
League
game.
there.
Yeah,
Maybe
you're right.
Wolves. Maybe
Should
Wolves.
I hear
Kante should Kante just basically be just getting minutes, and so the Champions League, he should just be playing 90 minutes both games. Is that what we're saying? And then just getting ready for
That would be nice.
Yeah, like you build them up. Maybe like 20 minutes Aston Villa, maybe another 40 or something against Liverpool, or maybe 45 even. And then he maybe plays like 60, 70 minutes against Wolves. But Real
Yeah.
Madrid, he has to start.
Joe was
Wolves
sad
gotta
about.
be the one. Wolves
We have
is
no
the-
chance against these type of teams if he doesn't play.
Joe was
Yeah.
sad about.
I mean, Kante was poor against Everton, but hopefully he's back to what he was like against Leicester, against Villa.
I was going to say,
He was poor last night.
with Kante, right? The sad thing about Kante is that we remember that when he pulled his hammy, it was against Tottenham at home. I don't know if do you remember that game? It was But he actually started. It was one of the first games in a while where I actually thought he was proper back. Like he looked, he was unbelievable.
cooking.
That game.
He
He was
was
getting
cooking.
around everywhere, and then he just pulled it, and you see his face, and he's just like, no, like he
I
literally
remember.
just looked like he went an extra yard. He was up and down the pitch. He was in that box. He was over there. He was winning everything, and then and I was just like, oh my god! And then he pulled it, and I was like, fuck, that was the Kante. That's the Kante we need for the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? Like that was mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then at the same time, guys, if we're saying build him up and just give him minutes here and there, do we feel confident enough to then throw him in a big game against Madrid if we're giving him half an hour, 20 minutes, 10 minutes?
We gotta see.
Don't-
I mean,
We can look at that side of things as well.
No,
you
I
gotta slowly
hear you.
build up his minutes, is what I'm saying. You gotta slowly build up his minutes to that
Yeah,
game. So
regardless if I was confident or not, I think he just has. I can't just see him starting Aston Villa right away. Like I gotta see what he could do for 20 minutes, And I'm scared. I'm scared for him to get hurt again. That's what I'm scared.
That's what it is.
Because I think if that happens, it might be it, bro. That's it. So that's my thing.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I just think you build up his minutes. You give him 30, like he probably should have done. He should have had the 30 against Everton, to be honest. That's what I was thinking. And then give him the Aston Villa. Liverpool, you can probably give him a 60 or something like that. And then hope for, I probably wouldn't play him on the weekend against the Wolves. I would rest him and then play him against Real Madrid if things go well against Liverpool. That's what I'm saying. You just don't want to overtax him. You just don't want to overtax him, is what I'm saying, right? Like, especially at this point.
Like, would you put him on as a straight swap for one of the double pivots, or would you use him as like a Gallagher type of?
Oh, well, yeah. Well, it depends on what the game's asking for, but that's another consideration too.
Yeah.
Playing with a midfield 3.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
when he comes on. I don't like it, the 5-3-2, 3-5-2, but I think for Kante we might have to do that.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really have a lot of rotational options in the midfield as is.
Yeah.
Like it's really those 3, right? And then I don't know, Zakaria just fallen off the he didn't even make the bench last night. Right?
What happened to him?
What happened to that guy?
He didn't even make the bench last time, so I don't know if he's in the plans.
Yeah, he's on his way out. He's on his way out.
He said something over the break too. I forgot. I had read it too. Like they make statements over these.
It's a shame because he was good before his injury, especially against City. He was good, man. But
that's the only. You see, that's the funny thing. I wasn't. You know me. I'm skeptical about everybody, man. I need to see consistent run of form before I could give anyone a blind. But for him, he was good in a scenario. He was good in counterattacking situations, right? And for a possession, I don't think that he's very good in possession. He's a guy that they never give the ball to when we're trying to build. Like he's literally the guy that's just there for one reason and one reason only, right? Try and like snap in on challenges and break a play, but you can't use him in like the build-up play. Like it's just so I'm not really that I'm not really that enamored, and I'm not really that bothered if he doesn't come back. Like I think we can certainly do better in that position. Yeah. But at 25 million, having said that, he's probably pretty serviceable at that number.
Not if he's injury prone.
That's true too.
So
at this, when he first started playing and he had a decent impact, I was considering him, but at this point, I'm like, we could get better.
100%.
We were starting.
I'm the same as Couch. I was never fully sold by him. Never fully sold by him.
Yeah,
we had a midfielder who was putting in tackles for a long time. So when we saw
that's what it was.
But then when you really calm down, you're like, okay, maybe he's not the right quality.
Just saw something different.
Guys, score predictions. I've not been able to make it a long one today because I'm just everywhere at the moment. But score predictions for the game.
I mean, I don't have a score. I'm just gonna say Chelsea win by 1.
It's at home, right? 1-0.
Yeah, it's at home. They beat Bournemouth 3-0 last game. They're on form. They're on good form at the moment.
I'm gonna go over
clean sheets no more.
I'm gonna go with a 2-0 Chelsea. 2-0 Chelsea, and I'll go with a Enzo Fernandez 35-yard, hits the bar, hits the post, goes in. And I'm going to go with a penalty. I think it's going to be a scrappy game. You've got my honest opinion. I think it's going to be fun to watch.
I'm going to say 3-1. I'm going to say 3-1. I think Ollie Watkins is going to bag, man.
Nah, man.
3-1 who? 3-1 who? Chelsea?
3-1 Chelsea, yeah. 3-1 Chelsea, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you said like
3-1 Chelsea.
It's like you said 3-1, and then you're like, yeah, but like I think that
No. 3-1 Chelsea. Like, I just don't see Ollie Watkins not scoring this game. I don't know.
I'm just gonna go with what I always go with, a 1-0. I don't often like in predicting scores. I need to see the lineup first, but 1-0. 1-0. That's basically what we're capable of these days.
Go big or go home, man. I'm saying 4-0 Chelsea.
Yes,
please.
Yes.
I love
to
that.
be honest, I think Ollie Watkins is one of them players that Poch could make world class as well. But anyway, we move.
Jen with the shots.
Guys, sorry,
an
hour and 10 minutes. I couldn't go as long as I wanted today, unfortunately, but I will be back. We'll do a longer show for the match reaction. Hopefully, we'll be talking about how great the tactics were from Potter and how many goals we scored and everything went well. Hoping it will be that. Me and Dodd are going to the game, so we'll do some vlogs and videos and whatever else while we're there as well. Tomorrow.
Enjoy, fellas.
For you guys, we will do, hopefully. Either we enjoying it or we won't be, and we'll probably end up drinking away. And it's done. But let's see. Hey? Let's see what Chelsea are going to do for this next month. It's going to be a big month for us with Champions League around the corner as well. Lots of streams to come in this as well. We're going to be doing back-to-back match previews and match reactions. Obviously, a week of football with 3 games in between. It's going to be a lot, man. There's going to be a lot going on. So I needed that 4-day break, to be honest, before all this. So yeah, we go again, guys. Fingers crossed we can start putting some wins on the table. Graham Potter can start getting the best out of these players. And maybe we won't have to talk about managers. Maybe he will be the man. Who knows? Maybe he could be the man that leads us on to potentially great things. Big up, guys.
Yeah.
Big up to Don. Big up to Couch. Big up to Enzo. Big up to Dan. See you in a bit, team. Take care.
Big up.